Episode 106, The Obsidian Giant. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to The Realm. I'm J.V. Hilliard, author of The Last Keeper, the first book in the Warminster series. I'm glad to have everybody back. It's been a few months since I've been engaged in this kind of activity, but I've got some good news. We're going to be launching this show, and it'll be a weekly edition for the next several months. And as part of that, I want to start each of these shows with some announcements about my books. As many of you know, The Last Keeper has been out since December of 2021, and I'm proud to announce that Voradin's Lair, which is the second in the series, pre-sales will go available to the public in May of 2022, and the books will be shipped in August 2022. So our official launch will be in August. Also, for those of you that come to the website to contact me, I hope you're enjoying the new website, www.jvhilliard.com. I've gotten some good comments on the map, which I think helps a lot of readers enjoy the realm of Warminster. They get a chance to experience it by looking at a map and seeing where these characters are from and where they're going to. And lastly, thank you for all the compliments about the coats of arms. My illustrator, Luke Bruss from The Creator, did a fantastic job on creating many of these sigils that represent the various houses of Warminster, and even some of the places like the Cathedral of the Watchful Eye that you'll read about in the book if you haven't had a chance to pick up and read The Last Keeper yet. Tonight, I want to introduce a very special guest of mine. I had a chance to meet Demetrius Belvin, who goes by Jay, at a nerd convention, Steel City Con, a sci-fi and fantasy and comic book convention. Jay's a fellow Pittsburgher, and Obsidian Giant is the name of his company. It's a group of 3 creatives that he is the co-founder of, and also an author and an artist. And I want to welcome him to the show tonight. So Jay, welcome to The Realm. Appreciate you coming on as my guest. How are you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
No, my pleasure, man. So tell us about Obsidian Giant. I'll get into some of the anecdotal stuff I have about you a little later on, but why don't you tell us a little bit about OG and some of your most recent works?
Okay, sure. So Obsidian Giant, we are an independent publishing company. I have been so far the only author that we've put out, but we're looking to bring on other authors in the future. We do have some other creative things that we're working on. We do pens, we do charms, but at the forefront is the books.
Yeah, so I obviously visited your website and I met you at one of the nerdathons that we had here in Pittsburgh a few months back. So I had a chance to see some of the pins and charms and the stuff that you do there. But what's the inspiration behind the company? And the name is a name you're never going to forget. I mean, where did you come up with the name for Obsidian Giant?
So the inspiration for the company, it started off as just creative people just coming together, and we wanted to make something cool and just go from there. It was going to be books. It was going to be comics, just different things just from that standpoint. As far as the name, we wanted to do something big. So that's kind of where the giant came from. And as far as Obsidian, at the time, I was really into stones, like semi-precious stones. And it was just something that came to mind, and it seemed like it fit perfectly.
That's cool. It's a cool logo. It's hard to forget. Now, I did have a chance while I was at the show to pick up Darkehand. I read the first one. I haven't read the second one yet. Tell the listeners a little bit about the series and what's next in the series.
For sure. So as far as Darkehand, it was kind of a metaphor for current events at the time. Also, I grew up loving Uncanny X-Men. So I wanted to do like a twist on the traditional vampire slayer and make him more of a mutant. So that's where I was trying to go with that. As far as where I want the series to go, we just released the latest installment, the second book in the series.
Is that Witchblood or which one? Yeah.
That's
how's that going so far?
Oh, so far so good. Pretty good, man. Really well received at the last con we did. As far as the book, without giving too much away, there is an appearance from a character from my other books in there. This character is older because Darkehand is like a futuristic story. But for fans of the other book, you get to kind of see where they go and how they end up. And there's more of Ra the cat.
Oh, that's good. I was going to ask because, I like the idea of cross marketing, right? I think that there's a That's good for the company. It's good for the characters. You see that all through Marvel and DC and stuff like that. But I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here because you have the most unconventional marketing ploy that I've seen at any of these cons. Now, as I was walking through, I noticed the Obsidian Giant stuff in the background. But when I saw you for the first time, and for those who have not seen Jay at a convention, he's dressed up in cosplay. You know, this guy's a half-naked man wearing something out of a Road Warrior movie /300 with a giant serrated blade over his shoulder hanging like a sword. You can't miss him. So, but I have to ask this question. Do you find that as a way that's been a successful sales pitch for you?
It definitely brings people's attention to the table and to me. And then I get a chance to explain the character that I'm playing, which is a character from the Brim series that I write. But this con was my first time ever doing anything like that.
Oh, really? So, well, you seemed like you were a veteran of the stage, my friend.
Not at all.
I would say, man, it's crazy. I mean, I saw you, and I was going to expect you to be out there like Spartans, you know, like raising your shield and stuff. I mean, it was badass, man. The
most recent one that we did, when I showed up on the first day, there were people coming to the booth just asking me why was I not in costume?
When I get in costume, the ladies are telling me to put my shirt back on.
Hey, man, there's definitely characters you can do. I read your book twice.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you liked it. I appreciate you saying that. The second one's coming out soon, so I'll get it to you by August.
2 words: naval wizard. Like, I thought that was awesome, man.
I thought it was an interesting play in my realm. You know, a lot of fantasy stuff happens in mountains in The Hobbit, or, you know, in cities like in Game of Thrones or whatever. And I wanted to take, you know, kind of a naval battle and put it on steroids.
Very dope. And I know this is about Obsidian Giant, but I do have to say, I love how in your books, I love how cocky some of the magic characters are. Like, we have magic too. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it, man. I'm, you know, getting that kind of feedback just supercharges the batteries for the next and the next. Yeah, nice. But back to Obsidian Giant. This is why you're on the show. But thank you for the plug. I appreciate that.
For sure.
You know, so I want you to tell everybody how they can get a hold of you, how they can buy your stuff.
Okay, so we're Obsidian Giant on Facebook. Instagram is Obsidian_Giant. Obsidian Giant on Twitter. Of course, the website is obsidiangiant.com.
Great. And this is the most important question of the night. I purposely held it off to the last one. So between 2 Star Wars nerds like us, who's your favorite Star Wars character and why?
Oh, man.
Come on. I need that answer. I need it.
So, wow. Let's start here. So my favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One. It feels real, and it feels like you don't have to be into Star Wars to like it. So you can kind of use that movie to draw people in if they're not really into it. If I had to pick a favorite character, I would say Han Solo. It's just because he's like a swaggy character, and he kind of like the anti-hero type. I'm more into that. He would almost be a villain, except he does, you know, good things.
Yeah, he's a likable rogue, right? So, right. You know, and if he was at one of our cons, he would come in without a shirt on either. So, Jay, thank you very much for being on the Realm tonight, man. I appreciate it. And let's do this again when you're ready to launch your next book.
For sure. I would love to.
Well, thank you very much for your time, sir. I'll see you soon. I'll see you at the next con.